Okay, guys, let's get started with the topic of accommodation of bill, what you asked me to teach. Can we start? Accommodation of bill. Before we get into accommodation of bill, we need to understand how exactly does this concept of accommodation of bill arise. So, in the beginning of our story, we have a very interesting character who comes into the picture called as Kuri. So, this Kuri wants money. And this Kuri, when he or she wants money, okay, looks like he or she. Okay, he. Okay, Kuri calls his friend, and the friend's name is Nari, and then asks. Kuri is asking, okay, hey Nari, maga dudidiyano bekittu, and then Nari will tell, okay, maga even I was about to ask you the same thing. Dudidare kalistiya. So basically, Kuri also doesn't have money. Nari also doesn't have money. If one of them would have had money, Nari would have given money to Kuri. Kuri would have taken money. You got this? But the problem is Kuri wants money, Kuri doesn't have money. Nari wants money, Nari also doesn't have money. So now what is the solution that they have? Both of them think. Suddenly, no, Kuri gets one idea. Hey, do you remember accommodation of bill, what we learned in bills of exchange? Kuri will tell, Maga, I did not understand. Like, hey, it's okay. Now we'll start using the concept of accommodation of bill, what Kuri has learned in bills of exchange class. What will Kuri do? Kuri will raise a bill on Nari. Actually, to raise a bill, Kuri should have sold the goods to Nari. Nari should have bought the goods from Kuri. But they don't have any trade transaction at all. This guy is not seller, this guy is not buyer. So what are they doing? They are creating one fake bill of exchange. As if Nari is supposed to pay money to Kuri. Kuri will raise one bill of exchange on Nari. And Nari will accept it. Before accepting, Nari is saying, hey, but I actually don't have to pay you any money. Kuri will tell, just accept it. I'll tell you the story later. So Kuri will raise a bill on the Nari for 4,000 rupees. Nari will accept it. The moment Nari accepts, the bill comes to Kuri. Kuri will take it to the banker and gets it discounted with the banker. And now banker will cut some money out of that 4,000 and then give the balance. That money Kuri will give a little bit to Nari. Now both of them have money. Same Kuri and Nari had gone to bank asking for loan. Bank had told get out. Now when Kuri goes to the bank with the bill of exchange, banker will actually discount the bill and banker will actually give money to Kuri. Kuri is very, very happy. You get this? When Kuri gets the money, what does Kuri does? Kuri gives half of that money to Nari. On the maturity date, banker will ask money from whom? Nari. Because Kuri is the drawer, Nari is the drawee. When the banker asks money from Nari, Nari has to pay money to bank. Am I right? But Nari had to pay money only if Kuri had sold goods to Nari and Nari was supposed to pay money to Kuri. Now this guy has purchased goods from this guy. Instead of this guy paying money to this guy, now this guy will pay the money to bank. That would have been a proper case if in case a bill of exchange is there because of sale transaction. But they don't have any sale purchase transaction between them. Do they have any sale purchase transaction? No, they don't. This is called accommodation where Kuri has not sold goods to Nari, but Kuri has raised a bill and Nari has accepted. When Kuri got the money, Kuri did not keep full money with them. No, Kuri shared 50% of it with Nari. On the maturity, when the banker comes to ask 4,000 rupees from this Nari, Nari will collect 2,000 from Kuri, put 2,000 from its pocket and give 4,000 to the banker. Did you understand this? But Nari unfortunately on that day says that, sorry bro, I don't have money. When Nari says I don't have money, banker will go back to Kuri. Or if in that case, that day, banker is asking money from Nari, Nari will ask money from Kuri. What if Kuri doesn't pay 2,000 to Nari? Can Nari tell the banker, banker, actually we both have accommodation of bill transaction, 2,000, you should give 2,000, I should pay. He did not give 2,000. So can I pay only two? Can Nari tell this? No. You can't tell. This is adjustment between both of you, which is secret. Correct or not? So you'd have to pay the bank 4,000. Whether Kuri pays 2,000 or Kuri doesn't pay 2,000. If in case Nari pays entire 4,000 to bank. Why? Kuri did not pay 2,000. When Nari pays entire 4,000. So now Nari has receivable of 2,000 from Kuri. Now Nari will draw a new bill on Kuri. This guy was drawee. This guy was drawer. No, he will become drawer. He will become drawee. On the new bill what Nari will draw on Kuri, Kuri will accept it and give it back to Nari. Nari will take this bill, go to the same banker and get it discounted. That discounted proceeds has to be again shared between both of them 50-50. Nari will keep the old due what Kuri had to give 2000 and the balance money will be given to Kuri. You get it? On the maturity date, Kuri turns out to be bad debt. That is, Kuri becomes insolvent. Nari is not so smart in this case. You get this? This is the kind of questions that you get. In this question, what we discussed, they share 50-50, but they need not share 50-50. Same story, I have written it in the form of a question. Shall we solve this question and also do accounting entries from the perspective of Kuri? Shall we? Very good. So read the question. Kuri and Nari are entering into accommodation of bill. Accommodation of bill is quite different from a normal bill transaction. For a normal bill, there is backing of a trade. One guy is a seller, other guy is a buyer. For accommodation of a bill transaction, there is no buyer, there is no seller. Are they having buyer and seller relationship? They don't have buyer and seller relationship. But in order to arrange money, in order to finance money, they raise a bill on each other without a trade transaction. That is called accommodation. Do you understand how is accommodation different from any other transaction? Yes or no? Previously, Nari was supposed to pay money to Kuri. So Kuri will raise a bill, Nari will accept. And entire bill belongs to Kuri. Discounting proceeds completely belongs to Kuri. But here, Nari has no obligation to pay. There is no trade relationship. So it is a fake bill generated against each other. It's an accommodation of bill. One guy is raising the bill without receivable, other guy is accepting it. So when the bill is discounted, that discounted proceeds is shared between both of them. Okay. Whatever ratio they share the discounted proceeds, same ratio they should share the discounting charges, same ratio they should share the maturity proceeds. Money what you receive from the bank, if they share 50-50, discounting charges, they should share 50-50. On the maturity, money should be paid to bank. That will also be shared 50-50. What is the value of the bill? 4,000. When you discount it with the banker, let us say banker will give 3,600. How much will banker give? This 3,600 will be shared between Kuri and Nari, 1,800, 1,800, 50-50. On the maturity, banker will ask 4,000. Kuri and Nari should pay 2,000, 2,000, 50-50. Meaning, I am Kuri. I got how much cash? I got 3,600 on discounting. I got a bill for 4,000. When I discounted it with the bank, how much money did I get? 3,600. In that, how much I gave to Nari? How much is left with me? 1,800 rupees is left with me. I gave 1,800 to Nari. Got it, no? On the maturity, banker will ask money from whom? Nari. For how much? 4,000. How much should I pay? 2,000. I got 1,600. Correct? I paid 2,000. How much is my expense? Sorry, I got 1,600. 1,800. I paid 2,000. How much is my expense? I got 1,800. I paid 200 extra. Same with that guy. Now Nari got 1,800 no on discounting of the bill. Kuri gave 1,800 share. On maturity, banker will ask 4,000. Nari has to put 2,000 from his pocket. Kuri will give 2,000. So basically, Nari got 1,800 rupees cash, but has to pay 2,000 rupees to banker. So Nari's expense is also 200. 200, 200 together, 400 is the total discounting charges. Did you understand this? But the problem, and it becomes little confusing because one bill doesn't get settled. They're like, okay, first bill hana kodabeku ante vittu innond bill discount madidre. Now the second bill comes to maturity. They don't have money. They'll get one more bill discounted. Oh my God, this is a loop. One fine day then get caught. But however, shall we solve this now? Yeah, read the question. 1, 2, 3, start. Entering into accommodation of bill. Yeah, K draws a bill on N for 4,000 for 4 months and N accepts it. Okay. Now, after that, what's happening? N gets it discounted with banker. Draws a bill. Okay, sorry. K gets it discounted. Kuri gets it discounted with the banker at 6% and half of it is given to. Very good. Okay, now. Yeah. Now let's write the entry. Observe here. Bill amount is how much? Can I say bill amount is 4,000? Correct? Then what will they do? This is the money that they should pay back to the banker on maturity. This is the money they should pay back to the banker on maturity. Who gets it discounted? Kuri gets it discounted with the banker at 6% interest. Now compute discount. Discounting charges is how much? 4,000 into 4 by 12 into 6%. How much is it? 80. So if you discount 80, banker will give you 3,920. Banker will keep 80 rupees towards interest or discount and give the balance of 3,920. Do you all agree with me? Very nice. After that, discounting charges is 80. We know how did we get this? 4,000 into 6% into 4 by 12. Who receives this money from banker? Who receives this money from the banker? Kuri. Kuri, will he keep the entire money with him? No. He will keep 50%. How much is 50% of 3,920? 1,960. Balance 1,960 is given to Nari. When balance 1,960 is given to Nari, they are sharing the entire proceeds 50-50. They should share the discounting charges 80 also 40-40. That is 50% each. And they should also pay the maturity amount 2,000 each. I have simple questions to ask. This will help me understand whether you have understood this much. Who is the drawer? Who is the drawee? On the who gets it discounted with the banker? Who gets the money from the banker? How much money will the banker pay to Kuri? 3,920. How much is discounting charges? Okay. On the maturity date, banker will ask money from whom? How much should Nari pay to banker? Okay, is Nari going to bear the entire 4,000? How much of it should be borne by Kuri? So Kuri should give how much to Nari on maturity? How much should Nari put from his pocket? How much should totally Nari pay to the banker? Very good. If you tell this much, it means that you have understood the transaction till here. What I'll do now is, I'll make you write accounting entries till this much. And then I'll proceed with the rest of the transaction. Shall I make you write accounting entries till here? But before that, I would want you to copy this table. Only and only if you copy this table, you can tell me the numbers when I'm doing the accounting entries. If not, you won't be able to. Okay? Come on, copy. Come on, let's now write accounting entries. And now when we're writing accounting entries, we're going to write accounting entries from the perspective of Kuri. From whose perspective are we writing entries? Kuri. Help me with the entries. Accounting entries from the perspective of Kuri. Firstly, Kuri draws a bill on Nari. When Kuri draws a bill on Nari to Kuri, it is bills receivable. Am I right? So we will write bills receivable account debit. What is the amount of the bill? 4,000. Credit will be given to Nari. Because till now there is no receivable from Nari. Because of this bill, Nari is supposed to pay 4,000 to banker. Am I right? That is completely actually your money. You should pay that money to Nari. 4,000 completely. If you don't share. If I am Kuri, I raise a bill on Nari. Nari gets it discounted with the banker. I take that, I get it discounted with the banker and I take the full consideration. On the maturity date, whatever Nari is supposed to pay, full money is my liability because I did not share any proceeds with him. If I share 50% of the discounted proceeds, I can ask him to contribute 50% of the maturity. Do you agree with me? After this transaction, what am I going to do? I am going to discount this bill with the banker. When I discount it with the banker, banker is going to give me money, bank account debit. How much money is received? Discounted proceeds. 3,920. Sir, but 1,060. No. First I receive 3,920. Then I will give it to Nari. Who am I? Kuri. May only, no? Okay, I am Kuri. Kanasta idya Kuri tara? Okay. So, I am Kuri. 3,920 I have received from the bank. And I will give the bill to bank. What is the value of the bill that I gave to bank? 4,000. 4,000 rupees worth of bill I gave it to banker, but banker gave me only 3,920. What happened to balance 80? Yeah, discounting charges. This is my expense, so I will debit discounting charges 80. Okay now? Okay now? Everyone understood this? Will I keep this entire 3,920 with me? No. Out of this 3,920, I am going to give 50% to Nari. When I give 50%, cash account or bank account has to be credited. How much am I giving? 3,920 into 50%. You have written in the table. How much will you share? 1,960. Do you all get it? 1,960 will be shared. 1,960 I have credited cash. What will be debit? I gave it to Nari. And what I want you to remember is, I did not just share 3,920 50%. I will also share discount 80, 18 50%. Because not completely 80 is my expense. If I give 50% of 3,920 benefit, I will give 50% of discounting charges also. Okay, now. So I will give here two discounting charges. This is because my expense is decreasing. I'll write 80 into 50%. How much is that? So basically, it is like I have given 2000 rupees to Nari. Observe here, how much is Nari account credit? How much is Nari account debit? So I am supposed to pay 4,000 to Nari because he accepted a bill for 4,000. And I've given him 1,960 cash and say 40 rupees worth of discounting charges. So basically, I've repaid 2,000 rupees to him. Balance 2,000, I will pay him when the bill is matured. How much will I pay him on bill maturity? 2,000. When I pay him 2,000 rupees on the maturity of the bill, he will put 2,000 from his pocket and then pay the banker 4,000. Did everyone understand this? Pakka. Very good. Now, after this, what should we do? We should wait for the maturity date. Should wait for the maturity date. On the maturity date, banker will ask money. But Kuri doesn't pay 2,000 to Nari. Kuri was supposed to pay 2,000 to Nari as his contribution. And Kuri did not pay. So Nari has paid entire 4,000. I was supposed to write the entry Nari account debit to cash. If I had paid 2,000 to Nari, that was the end of the transaction. But that did not happen. That did not happen. Sir, how did you tell that it did not happen? Read here. Kuri couldn't pay share on maturity to Nari. What happened? Nari drew a new bill. Now because Kuri owes 2,000 rupees, not to Nari. So what did Nari do? N drew a new bill for 7,000 rupees on the same terms. Same terms means same that 50%, 50%. Observe here. This is where you would have to focus a little. This you have not written in your book yet. N has to pay the bank 4,000 on maturity. Am I right? K has to pay N 2,000 and 2,000 has to be put by N and total amount will be paid to banker. Kuri will pay 2,000 to Nari. Nari will put 2,000 from his pocket. Together 4,000 is to be paid to banker. Correct? But what happened? Kuri did not pay 2,000 rupees to Nari. Can Nari tell the banker, banker, actually we are doing accommodation. Kuri had to pay me 2,000 and Kuri did not pay. Can you tell? No, you can't tell that. You have to pay full 4,000. If you tell like that, banker will take Kuri and then do mutton curry. This is cheating. No, you can't do that. Huh? So what will happen? Yeah, N has paid entire 4,000 to banker. N has a receivable from K, 2,000. Do you agree with me? Very good. So N has to recover 2,000 from K. So N draws a new bill of 7,000. Now, new bill. This new bill ige drawer yaru. Who is the drawer? Nari. Who is the drawee? Kuri. What is the bill amount? 7,000. Now, look at this. Bill amount 7,000. What is this 7,000? This is the money these people have to pay to the banker on maturity if this bill is discounted. Obviously, they're getting this bill discounted. Why? Both of them wants paisa, money. Why? Nari wants money to buy hullu, grass. Sorry, Kuri wants money to buy grass. And if Kuri doesn't pay money to Nari, Nari will have Kuri for breakfast. Okay, what happens with this? So they draw a bill for 7,000. Who's the drawer? Nari gets the bill discounted with banker. See here. Nari drew a bill on for rupees 7,000 on the same terms. I will add one more line. Nari gets the bill discounted with banker. This is additional line of question. So Nari gets the bill discounted with the banker. Discounted proceeds, how much will you get? Depends upon discounting charges. Let us assume discounting charges to be 400. How much is the discounting charges assumed? 400. I'll take 6,600 and 400. I'll write here at a discount of 400. Okay. I only told the amount. So 400 rupees banker will deduct and banker will give 6,600. How did we get 6,600? 7,000 minus 400. Same terms, meaning what will Kuri do now? What will Nari do now? Nari has received 6,600 from banker. Nari cannot keep the entire money. Nari has to give 50% of it to Kuri. Correct? How much should he give? 3,000. But before you give 3,000, hey, hale baki 2,000 rupai. Old baki is there, no 2,000. Actually, Nari has to give 3,300 to Kuri. But before you give 3,200, 3,300, first you will adjust your old balance of 2,000. First you will adjust your old balance of how much will Nari give to Kuri? Ashte, guys. Once you get this, the problem is over. Observe here. N gets the bill discounted from the banker. Correct? And K received from banker. How much will N receive from banker? Sorry. Nari, how much did Nari receive from banker? 6,600. Correct? N has to share this discounting proceeds with K. How will N share? Very simple. K should receive 50% of the discounted proceeds. How much is the discounted proceeds? 6,600. Of that, 50% is how much? 3,300. Out of 3,300, you would deduct the old due. How much is the old due? 2,000. Balance 1,300 will be given. That's it. You understood the logic? If you observe here, 50%, 50% only will share. Here we would have to give 3,300, 3,300 only. You got it? This 3,300 is actually not given completely. 2,000 old payable will become 0. Newly we've given 1,300. They are sharing it 50%, 50%. Discounting charges also should be shared 200, 200. And on maturity, they would have to contribute 3,500, 3,500. Can I ask you questions for this second bill? If you get the answers right, I will proceed to journal entry. Who is the drawer? Who is the drawee? Very good. On the maturity, before that, who gets the bill discounted with the banker? Okay. Nari will receive how much from the banker? 6,600. How much of this should Nari actually give to Kuri? 3,300. But how much is Nari supposed to receive from Kuri? From the old bill. So from 3,300, he deducts 2,000. How much will Nari give in cash to Kuri? 1,300. Understood this? On maturity, banker will ask money from whom? Nari. How much will Nari have to pay to banker on maturity? 7,000. Out of that, how much will be contributed by Nari? 3,500. How much should Nari recover from Kuri? 3,500. Okay, banker will collect money from Kuri. Banker has to collect money from Kuri. How much should Kuri pay to banker? 7,000. In that, how much will be Kuri's contribution? How much should Kuri recover from Nari? 3,500. Got this? Very good. Please copy this table and I'll do the rest of the entries. Scrolled up a little for you to copy the rest of that table. Let's now pass the entries for second bill. We are doing entries from whose perspective? Kuri. Who am I? Me. Kuri. I am Kuri. Now, who is drawing the bill? Am I drawing the bill? No, I am accepting the bill. So, to me, it becomes bills payable. I will credit bills payable account. For how much? 7,000. But debit will be Nari's account 7,000. Okay. I have accepted the bill for 7,000. Then what happens after this? Nari will take this bill to the banker and get it discounted. That transaction is happening between Nari and banker. I will write no journal entry. So in my books, no entry. Nari gets the bill discounted with the banker. Kuri is not affected. Kuri will not write any entry. Got it? After Kuri not writing the entry, on the maturity, what happens? Banker is asking money from who am I? Kuri. If I pay the money, entry will be bills payable account debit to bank. Am I right? Yes or no? Very good. But, sorry. Before that, he gives money, no? He gives money to me. How much cash will I receive from Nari? 1,000? But actually 50% tarado. 2,000 I did not give, so 2,000 he did not give. And I'll also get discounting charges. How much? 200. So together I'll give Nari credit 1,500. Now comes on maturity. On maturity, banker will come to me and I'm supposed to pay. I will write bills payable account debit to 7,000. I should pay cash. But you know what happened? I did not pay. I did not pay. I am not Kuri. I made him Kuri. I am not paying money now. If I would have paid, I would have written bills payable account debit to cash. So, but the story lead twist to what is happening here. Oh, Kuri is not paying money. Kuri, they would say, dishonored the bill and banker recovered money from Nari. So when I don't pay, banker will go back to that drawer and ask money from him. No. So when I don't pay, what do I write? Bills payable account debit. Dishonor entry. I will credit Nari. By how much? 7,000. Then what happened? Let's say I turned insolvent. What happened? I turned insolvent. I don't have money. So to him it is bad debt. To me it is called as deficiency. To him it is like expense. To me it is like income. So I have to pay Nari how much now? 3,500. How much have I to pay? Sir, but here it is 7,000. But if you see net of the entries, it comes to 3,500. Do you want to check? Come on, let's check once. Take your calculator. Credit 4,000. Take in your calculator as minus 4,000. Then observe second entry in Nari Ilva. Third entry, debit 2,000. You do plus 2,000. We have minus 2,000 in your calculator now. So we are supposed to pay 2,000 in the first bill. We did not pay. Then Nari account debit 7,000. Now you debit 7,000, meaning plus 7,000. You did plus 7,000, and here you do minus 1,500. 3. Once more you do minus 7,000. Basically, we are supposed to pay 3,500 to Nari now. Am I right? So I will debit Nari account debit 3,500. If I have cash, I will pay. I don't have cash. So to the extent I have, I will pay. To the extent I don't have, it will become deficiency. To the extent I have cash, I will pay. To the extent I don't have cash, it will become deficiency. Let us say I have 25 paise in a rupee. Only 25 paise in a rupee can be recovered. So Kuri declared insolvent and only 25 paise in a rupee could be recovered. This is the climax. How much money can Kuri pay? Only can pay 25 paise in a rupee. When they say 25 paise in a rupee, it means for every 1 rupee of liability of Kuri, 25 paise will be paid. Balance 75 paise go in the. Understood? How much will Kuri pay? 25 paise in a rupee. Balance 75 paise gone. Okay now? Come on, yeah. Let's write the entry here. So I'm supposed to pay 3,500. I will pay 3,500 into 25%. How much is that? 875 could be recovered from my assets, private estate. Balance money, go in the. To him, it is bad debts. To me, it is deficiency. For the same question, try writing entries from Nari's perspective at home. If in case you get the answers right, very good. If not, ask me. I'll give you the entries from the perspective of Nari for you to check later. This is accommodation. Did you understand?